Hi, friends. This is your friendly neighborhood spiritual counselor and cosmic heart, Linda. As always, we will start our cosmic heart session with a prayer. So I invite you to place your hands on your heart. Take in that deep breath of love and gratitude. Letting go of everything that came before this moment, setting aside anything that is to come after this cosmic heart session, knowing that we will easily and effortlessly be able to pick it back up if it is ours to do. We are grateful and thankful to be the two or more who are gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful and thankful for our dedication, our devotion to remembering the truth of our identity, which is perfect love, perfect wholeness, pristine innocence, divine clarity, wisdom, beauty, the all good. We are grateful for our mighty companions, our earthly and heavenly helpers. We ask that they join us now, surrounding and supporting and blessing and guiding us. Excuse me, as we sit for just a moment in silence to set our intention for our session today. And with our intentions lightly set and our open hearts and open minds, we're grateful to be wonderful receivers. We claim the all good, the kingdom of heaven right here and right now. And we're grateful to be able to share the benefits of all that we receive and all that we are with Mother Earth and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and divine gratitude, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. So I'm trusting that you were brought here to this video today because there's something in it for you to hear that will be helpful. Knowing that whatever I'm sharing, that it is coming from a place of love and only love, even if it may feel difficult to hear. So this is a little bit different video today because what I'm sharing is an experience that I had that for me felt like a paradigm shift, or at least evidence of my spiritual practice working to resolve a pattern that has been in my family for a while. And so my spiritual teacher, Jennifer Hadley, says frequently that spiritual practice saves time. Saves time, saves money, saves all the resources. And what happened feels to me like it absolutely saved a lot of things. um, so I'm not exactly sure which of the beginning of the year classes that Jennifer was teaching that I was inspired and guided to this, but I was inspired to take some random, obviously not random, take some thoughts that would pop up in my mind occasionally, and that may have some guilt or shame around them, and using a prayer from A Course in Miracles, repeating that prayer to break the pattern. And That prayer is in the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles, at the end of chapter 5, section 7. And I'm going to just pull that up really quick. I wish I would have done this before, but I wasn't thinking about this. And now I'm just being guided to read it. So, um, okay. It's in a chapter called The Decision for God. And here's the prayer. And which, when you hear it, you will understand why I was using it to dissolve old patterns and any thoughts of shame or blame that might come up around certain situations in my life. And I was using it like 5 times a day for like 5 different things. So the prayer is, I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. I made the decision myself, but I can also decide otherwise. I want to decide otherwise because I want to be at peace. I do not feel guilty because the Holy Spirit will undo all of the consequences of my wrong decision if I will let Him. I choose to let Him by allowing Him to decide for God for me. And I have used that prayer many times over the past few decades that I have been seriously diving back into A Course in Miracles. But excuse me, this is the first time that I was prompted to use it for specific items. So 2 of the things that were on that list that I was bringing that prayer to were any guilt that I felt around my parenting with my son, and any sense that I was a victim to an ancestral pattern where life offers these beautiful things and they start happening, and then seemingly out of nowhere the rug gets pulled out from under you. And I've experienced this myself 2 or 3 times in my life that I can think of, and I know that my parents also experienced it. But here's where the paradigm shift happened. On Monday, my son was driving us to the notary public so that we could transfer his father's car title into his name. And he was telling me about how he has been working at the hospital at his new job for about 3 weeks now. And at first it was very stressful because he didn't know where to go. He didn't know his way around. He didn't know where supplies were. But now he's feeling like things are really going well and he's finding his way around, and he feels like he's getting a routine, and he really loves what he's doing, and he loves the people that he's working with, and he loves the people that he's working for. He is definitely a helper like his mom. And as we were approaching an intersection where we were making a left turn, we had the green arrow. And so we were getting towards the middle of the intersection, and there was a car that was coming from the opposite direction, which would have been the passenger side of the car where I was sitting. And they appeared to completely ignore the red light that they had and just blew right past the light. And then just blew right past us like nothing happened. Somebody honked their horn. My son adjusted the steering wheel, and it was like nothing happened, and nothing did happen. But obviously, it could have been a hairy situation. um, I was feeling completely calm through the whole thing, and right after it happened, I was telling my son how I give people so much grace when things like that happen. In the past, I would say even 10 or 15 years ago, if that something like that would have happened, I would have been enraged. I would have been like trying to find somebody who witnessed it, trying to figure out if somebody saw the driver or the um license plate so we can hunt them down, and I don't know, whatever. But I was just feeling super calm about it. And I was telling my son how I give people so much grace when things like this happen now, because I can remember when my mother had cancer the first time. And there were times when I was running errands for her or even taking her to appointments. And I could not remember how I got from point A to point B. And at one point, I was at the drive-through for the drugstore to pick up some medications for her. And when I was pulling up to the window, they had this bright yellow metal post. So cars don't hit the building. I scraped the whole side of my car with that post. Not super bad, but it was the whole side of the car. Um, so I understand that there are people on the road who have really intense things going on in their life. And so I felt absolutely no need for like justice or, have to hunt this person down. I felt completely calm through the whole thing. And telling that story right after it happened, like my son did not seem upset really either. Um, so I just feel like it was meant for me to say that story right after that. So he would not also, you know, get up in a tizzy about it. And there's an author, another Course in Miracles teacher named Gary Renard, and he wrote his first book was called Disappearance of the Universe. And he um, was speaking to these beings, these teachers, and he had had an experience where he loved to go to the movies, but the only movie theater near him was like an hour away. And so he went to the movie, and there were two different movies playing. And so he chose one of them, and it wasn't that good of a movie. And so he came home, and the next time he saw his teachers, he said to them, like, why did I choose that crappy movie? And they told him, well, you have been doing so much forgiveness work that if you would have chosen the better movie, you would have gotten out at a different time, and you would have been in a horrible car accident, and you would have had to have been hospitalized for weeks, and you would have had to have that kind of forgiveness lesson. But because you've been doing so much forgiveness work, you only had to forgive the crappy movie. And I'm really feeling like this non-accident is a lot like that story, that that I have been doing this work with this prayer for several weeks now, and that work saved me time, um, saved injury, saved at least car damage, even saved possibly a life, um, which could have been something that might have derailed my son's sense of success and happiness for where he is right now in his life with his career. And I could see that so clearly. Like that was one of the things that I was praying for, was to let go of that pattern of having things be so excellent and then having something happen that feels like it's pulling the rug out from underneath you. So all of that just to say that doing your own work having your own spiritual practice, and it is a practice. Sometimes it does not feel like you're getting anywhere or anything is changing, or you don't get a sense that it's really doing anything, but it is. um and you will be able to look back and see where the work that you have done has made a huge difference in your life. um it's not always that quickly. There are many things that have happened in my life that it took me decades to see how they were beneficial. And there are things that have happened in my life that I still don't know why they were for my good, but I do trust that everything happens in my life exactly as it's supposed to, even the hard things. So, yeah. So I'm just trying to let you know, encourage you to continue to do your work. I know it can feel like it's difficult to do that, especially if you live in the States right now. It feels like things are just so crazy, insane. Um, but we can do this. We can do this together. Um, yeah, we can do this together. So if you found this video helpful and you would like to go deeper with your own work, you can work one-on-one with me. My counseling sessions are typically 45 to 60 minutes long, cost $100. I can share more details if you reach out in the comments for your appointment. Please share this video with family and friends who you feel it might be beneficial for. And I would love your feedback or suggestions for future topics. Also, be sure to do all the YouTube things like subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so that you can receive notifications when new videos are available. All the things, all the things. You are a blessing in my life, and I appreciate you. So thanks so much for your time and attention today. Much love. Stay true to your own cosmic heart. Bye for now.